everybody? It's your favorite chef, Chef Ali. Today, we're working with Independent Health on healthy cooking. You know, it's all about your health. Your health is your wealth. Your health is your wealth. I'm gonna say it one more time. Your health is your wealth. So we're making one of my most favorite grains since I've been making it, right? It's quinoa. The tricolor to be preferably. You can use any kind you want, but I like the tricolor because it's nice and pretty, you know. People like pretty things, you know. It's like diamonds. It's like the diamonds of quinoa. It's real pretty, the VVS of the quinoa, right? So we're doing a tricolor quinoa southwestern salad with a smoked chili cumin vinaigrette. So you gotta get to it. So the first thing that you want to do with your quinoa is, this is something that the kids can do, mom and dad, right? I know mom and dad be like, get out of the way, get out of the way. But when I was coming up, man, I learned how to do all this stuff because my father used to let me do these little things like this. And then I started taking over and I started actually cooking for him, you know? So the first thing you want to do is, you want to rinse your quinoa out, right? You want to cut your bag open real fast. Be careful because you don't want it to spill out. So you can either use a bowl like this, or you can use something like this, a nice little fine sieve. Me personally, if you have one of these, I would use one of these. If you don't, it's okay, you can use a bowl. But since I have one of these, I'm gonna rinse it off right in here like this, right? So you wanna pour it in there, and get rid of that real quick. And you wanna make sure you rinse it off with cold water, not hot water, cold water. It's just like when you're cleaning your rice. It's a grain, so you should always rinse your grains off, right? Next thing we're gonna do is, we're gonna get into your pot. We're gonna bring your pot right on over here. Just dump it right on there, just like so. So it's always about a ratio, right? This is 1 cup of quinoa. So 1 cup of quinoa calls for 2 cups of water. So you go ahead and take your measuring glass right here, the Pyrex. You're gonna fill it up to the 2. Right about there, there we go. You can go ahead and pour it in there. Now, you should always salt your water. Whenever you boil any grain or anything, you should always, vegetables, you should always salt your water. Just a little bit. Salt's not really good for you, but all chefs know that you gotta salt your water. It's just something you just gotta do. So now what you wanna do is you wanna bring this up all the way up to a full blast and bring that to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, you're gonna turn it down low and you're gonna cover it up for 15 minutes. And right after that, what you're gonna do is, you're gonna take it off the heat, move it off of this burner because it's still heat right there. You don't want it to continue cooking even more than whatever you're gonna do. Make sure that you leave it covered and let it fluff up. Just let it do its magic. Just let it do its magic. All right, we're gonna be back in a second. All right, so while we waiting for that quinoa to work its magic, we're gonna go over here and we're gonna dice up some more of these vegetables. You know, see, I already have something already made, but I wanna show the kids and the parents on exactly how you dice these things, right? So the first thing we're gonna do is, we're gonna go ahead, slice and dice some of these peppers real quick, right? Cut it off. We ain't gonna throw this away. We gonna save this right here, because you know you can use the tops, you can use the bottoms. We gonna save this for something later, right? So what you want to do is you want to make sure you tuck those fingers, man, because you're going to need them things. You don't want to, you don't want to use your fingers. You don't want to lose your fingers. That's not what you want to do. Make sure your fingers is tucked nice away, right? Then we're going to take it like that, turn it around. Make sure your fingers is tucked. A nice small to medium dice. Nice small to medium dice. Right? So you see that right there? You want that way facing away from you. You're just gonna go little ridges on there. You're gonna nice little slice through the ridges. Follow the ridges, follow the ridges. It's like following your big road, but you're following the ridges. Following the ridges, following the ridges. Following the ridges. The smaller you cut on the ridges, the smaller your dice. The bigger you cut on the ridges, the bigger your dice, right? And then just dice. Make sure you're tucking those fingers, baby. You don't want to lose them. You want to use them. You don't want to lose them. There you go. This recipe calls for 2 Roma tomatoes. We gonna use 1 today. Slice, 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 slice. Make sure you got a nice sharp knife, man. You can't do nothing in the kitchen with a dull knife, man. Fun fact about dull knives, guys. The duller your knife, if you happen to cut yourself, the worse the cut gonna be. The sharper the knife, if you happen to cut yourself, it'll be a nice clean cut. You ain't gotta worry about too much pain. It's gonna hurt regardless, but then you're gonna go ahead and just dice that up. Nice little rough chop. Those nice juicy tomatoes. Another fun fact. Tomatoes are not a vegetable. They are a fruit. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open up these cans right here. I got some sweet corn, I got some black beans, we got some chickpeas, right? So we're gonna do them all separately. We're gonna open these cans up. And this is another step that the kids can do, because I know a lot of parents don't want the kids handling knives until they get their knife skills up. Some parents gotta get their knife skills up too, right? I know I had to learn, but the sweet corn, it's in the liquid, so you wanna make sure you rinse this stuff off when you open it up. Same thing with the black beans, same thing with the chickpeas. Go ahead. So that's why you gotta make sure that you got the cans nice and open, because you don't want the kids doing that and they're gonna hurt themselves. Rinse that off like that. Make sure you get all that water off. Pour it right on in there. Cheese. Want to make sure you rinse those off. See all that? You want to make sure that it's nice and clean. You don't want to see no studs in there. Nice cool water. But this is a cold dish, so you don't want to rinse your stuff off in the warm water. You don't want your vegetables or anything getting heated up. Pour that right in there like that. And your black beans, you gotta make sure you really clean these. You wanna get all that off of there. You can feel it in your hands. Those is nice and clean. You're gonna pour those in there like that. Remember, always clean as you go. Clean as you go. All right, now. So now we're waiting for the quinoa to finish doing its magic. We already got our vegetables and everything diced. We got our canned vegetables rinsed. We're gonna work on the dressing, because every recipe has some type of sauce or some type of dressing. And the sauce and the dressing is usually like, if it's not the star, it's the co-star of the dish, right? People don't like dry food, right? So with this dressing right here, this smoked chili cumin vinaigrette, we're gonna start off with a 1/4 cup of olive oil, right? Just like that. We're gonna start off with 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, a 1 and a 2, right? We're gonna start off with a tablespoon of cumin, rather a teaspoon of cumin, I'm sorry. Nice level, right? A lot of people don't like the spice, so we're gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of the chili. Nice level, 1/2 teaspoon. If you like it a little spicier, you can add a little more cumin, a little more chili, right? This recipe calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of honey, but for the kids, I'm sure they like that sweetness, right? So since we're doing this for the kids, we're gonna add a little bit more than a teaspoon. Just look, here we go, right there, right? A little salt, pepper to taste. Not too much salt. About that much is fine. And a little pepper. There we go. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add some lime juice in there. If you got one of these, it's great. If not, use your hand. This is when you use your muscles. This is when the kids get in there and have fun, right? So what you do is you wanna take your hand and you wanna squeeze. The reason why you put your hand in here, guys, is because there might be some seeds in there and you don't want the seeds falling in there. You wanna have to go in there going swimming for seeds, right? All right, y'all, it's something that you can add to the dish as well. It's some edamame. So the way that you could cook this right here is, get you a nice pot like this, fill it up with some water, bring it to a boil, drop your edamame in there for about 60 seconds, take it out, rinse it with cold water, and there you go. Add it right to your salad. All right now, man. So once your quinoa is cooled off, you cooled it off for a little bit, go ahead and we're going to add it to a bowl. Add that quinoa to a bowl. All those veggies, everything that we diced up earlier, I'm gonna go ahead and add that right there to it. So right here is avocado. In Jamaica, they call these pears. I remember being in Jamaica and my mother-in-law and my wife was like, go grab the pear. I'm like, I don't see no pear, right? I'm like, what you talking about? And they told me that avocado is actually called pear. And another fun fact, this is a fruit, it's not a vegetable. So this is something that the kids can do right here, guys. So let the parents cut the avocado in half, just how I did, just right there, right? Let the parents go ahead and put your slits in the avocado. So you're gonna dice it. You're gonna dice it right inside it. It's shell. This is how you do it right here, right? Now the fun part is, one of the kids can take a spoon and they can actually scoop this stuff out. Just like that. See that? Look at that. Just like that. So we're gonna take some of this quinoa salad. Nice cut right there. We're gonna take some of that diced avocado. And that dressing that we made, we're gonna take some of that, drizzle it right on over just like that. Go ahead and make that avocado pop. There it is right there, Southwestern quinoa salad.